The Rise of Skywalker is said to introduce many new elements to the Star Wars franchise that fans have never seen before on the big screen, and thankfully J.J. Abrams is bringing back the aspects of space battles, land battles, and lightsaber duels, and taking it all to the next level with The Rise of Skywalker. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. So, one thing that a lot of fans, including myself, am really excited about is, of course, exactly how JJ is going to utilize the whole entire use of lightsaber duels, space battles, and of course land battles in this movie, and exactly how it's going to compare to what we already saw in the prequels and the originals, and partially in the sequel trilogy. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for Episode 9. Now, specifically, shot descriptions consisting of both Rey and Kylo Ren with their lightsabers ignited, where it's described that they are both sprinting toward each other. As they near each other, it's described that both Kylo and Rey are yelling in anger, where their lightsabers are said to lock into place. It's described that this is when the Force Ghost voice of Luke Skywalker tunes into Rey's mind, where he is guiding her during her battle against Kylo Ren. It's described that as Kylo fights Rey, he hears a mysterious dark voice, also guiding him as well. The next describes the environment around Rey and Kylo beginning to shift, where it said that they are now fighting in the middle of Palpatine's throne room, where it is from Episode 6, where as they are fighting, it's described that Palpatine's throne can be seen in the background to the point where it eventually changes after their blades lock again, where they are now dueling on the bridge that leads to the entrance of Vader's castle on Mustafar. It's eventually the fight that is said to progress to where they are fighting in Vader's back-to-tank/meditation center, where a couple of powerful moves are exchanged between both Rey and Kylo before they clash blades again, and hold for a couple of seconds, where the scenery morphs into the world of Takodana, where they are now dueling in the basement of Maz Kanata's castle, which is said to be used as a visual narrative, showing a dark side-related castle and a light side-related castle during their flash fight in the form of a parallel. So I want to go over a couple of parts about this. Now, first things first, we do know that the flash fights are going to be a main thing in The Rise of Skywalker toward the third act of the movie, and that this is going to be Disney and Lucasfilm's way of really evolving the use of lightsaber duels. Now, a lot of people have been expressing their concerns, I'm not going to lie. You know, ever since that we heard about these flash fights, a lot of people are expressing mixed reactions. So I would really love to hear what you guys have to say, what's on your mind about the flash fights below in the comments. Is this a good route for Disney and Lucasfilm, or is this a bad route? Because at the end of the day, I think a lot of fans want to really see authentic lightsaber duels between both, you know, the hero and the villain, similar to what we saw in the originals and the prequels. However, we do know that J.J. Abrams wants to do crazy and wild things with this movie. Now, moving on past all of this, what's really intriguing to me the most is how it eventually leads to the moments in which we have both Rey and Kylo Ren fighting inside of Darth Vader's castle right near his back-to-tank, which eventually transitions on over to the point where they are now fighting in the basement of Maz Kanata's castle, giving us two castles based within the Star Wars franchise, one that is related to the dark side and one related to the light side. And that's what I really like. It's parallels that are being presented in the flash fight sequence in Episode 9. However, prior to all of this, what's really intriguing is that while they're dueling before the flash fight begins, Rey actually hears the Force Ghost voice of Luke Skywalker guiding her as she is fighting Kylo, and Kylo is hearing a dark side oriented voice as he is fighting Rey that's also guiding him. I'm trying to figure out exactly what voice this really is that's reaching out to Kylo Ren. Is it the Dark Acolyte? Is it the spirit of Sidious and or Emperor Palpatine himself? And could it be somebody else entirely for all we know? We're not quite sure. So the thing here is this, we do know that J.J. Abrams is trying to take Episode 9 to the next level and really provide things and deliver things that fans have never seen before, and something that fans would have never actually thought of even seeing on film in a Star Wars movie. And I think that the fact that he's so ambitious to the point of doing something like that in a movie like this tells us that he is really trying to go all out and is really trying to deliver an experience that's really going to set itself apart from The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens and make it feel like a film that stands on its own. Again, like I have expressed many times before, I feel like that Episode 9 really is the true sequel to The Force Awakens. I don't know why I see it like this, but there's something about the vibe of the teaser and JJ's vision and the direction that he aims to go in. It just feels like a direct sequel to that of The Force Awakens, as opposed to a sequel to that of The Last Jedi. So, what do I feel about the flash fights? I honestly think it's a great idea. I think it's a great way in order to really bring us, down a trip to memory lane and seeing all these familiar locations, pretty much from point A to point B of their duel, where they eventually fight the new villain in the movie. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again. No.